Serge Brown, and welcome to TCSM Live. Baby, who all do we have in the chat tonight? You know, I almost, before you get too wordy over there, because I know you like to go on a bit, but I was just almost didn't get my notifications out. It's been a busy day. I had two guest appearances that I did, one this morning, one this afternoon. The one this afternoon is pre-recorded. It's going to be coming out later. But the one this morning on State of Freedom really went very, very well.
It was really good. I enjoyed watching it.
Chris and Danielle, too, just fantastic people. And we've got a number of great people that are involved in the Clear Skies movement. And I'll tell you, it fills my heart with joy. Boom, 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 boom.
There you go.
Now, as we were saying, babe, who do we have in the chat tonight?
Well, a lot of the TCSM family.
There we go. Love that.
Christy,
Hi,
human
Christy.
being.
Hi, human being.
Mary Magma.
Hi, Mary. How we doing tonight?
Yeah, super.
Hola, super.
It is finished.
Oh, hi. It is finished.
I got to find out what your real name is.
That's right. LaShawn. Hey.
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 All right.
So,
Eileen Flanagan.
Eileen, how we doing tonight? Eileen is part of our Idaho contingent here.
Yep.
And she's a Leo. I am also a Leo.
That explains a lot.
About Eileen?
Well, you two get along so well.
Yeah, exactly. Hard not to love the woman.
Babushka just arrived.
Hola, babushka. ¿Cómo está? There, I have. You have now heard every bit of Spanish that I am capable. Oh, rojo. There we go. Now you've heard every bit of Spanish that I know.
You know more, but let's move on.
Okay. Let's. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I know taco and tortilla and
Moving on.
reposado. So my day was filled with excitement, and so. I was sitting having dinner. Normally it takes me a number of hours to put a whole show together. And I was out there talking to my beautiful Dawn. Oh, by the way, Dawn, baby, say hi to everyone.
Good evening, all.
There we go. So she made some recommendations. I came in here and hammered it out. And, well, I think we have something nice. So tonight we're going to talk about what it means to be a warrior. Why that is so important in our culture here as TCSM, the Clear Skies Movement. And we're going to talk also tonight about my plan of moving at the county level to stop cloud seeding. Let's get to it. Picture this. You're outnumbered, and not just a little outnumbered. You are 300 Spartans staring down 1,000,000 Persians, their gold-plated armor gleaming like they own the sun itself. If you're Leonidas, you don't flinch. You pick your ground, narrow, brutal, and bottleneck where the numbers mean nothing. You stare them down. Actually, you say, come and get it. If you're Hannibal, you don't march the easy path. You drag elephants over the Alps, descend like a myth, and crush Rome's legions before they can blink. If you're Spartacus, you snap your chain with a wooden sword, turn slaves into soldiers, and show an empire what happens when you've got nothing left to lose. If you are Sam Houston, you don't charge blindly. You fall back. You let them chase you. You study their moves. You channel the pain of the animal, grind it into powder. You load it into your will, and then you choose the battlefield. And then you end them in 18 minutes, just like Sam Houston did. That's how warriors fight. That's how wars are won. It's not numbers or noise, but with clarity, discipline, and strategy. That's who we are. We are the Clear Skies Movement, and I want to remind you of that. Well, Dawn's giving me hand signals, so
Take your thing down.
We're not a mob. We're a formation. Farmers with passion, mothers with questions, sheriffs with steel, veterans with vision, citizens who remember what a clear sky looks like. We're not the bigger force, but we are the better force. We choose the ground, we set the terms, and we make them play our game. The age of sitting back is over. This is tactical defiance. This is memory as a weapon. One trained warriors outshine 100 lost men. And right now, we're in a weather war. Our skies are sprayed with chemicals we didn't approve. Our consent ignored. And they think that we're going to stay quiet. Well, they are wrong, and they have been wrong. Tonight, we launch a siege, not with swords, but with strategy. County by county, we're taking back our skies. We're arming you with a plan. Simple, clear, unstoppable. Teachers, farmers, parents, neighbors, you're the warriors that we need. You don't need a cape or a title, just the guts to ask, who's spraying our skies? Tonight, we show you how to fight, how to win, and how to make history, because this isn't just a movement, it's a reckoning. Let's get to work. Before we do get to work, baby, what are they saying in the chat? Did you like my little story?
It's very good, as always.
It's just history, a little history there.
Human being says, get your slingshot, Sergey.
That's exactly right. You're awfully damn right. I have a book. Baby, can you... Oh, wait, you're connected. I was just going to have you hand me one of my books. I wrote a book. You can find it on Amazon. It's called The Oddly Adventures of Barrett Brown. And in that, because I loved slingshots as a kid, and I was remarkably accurate, for a child. So in the book that I wrote, it takes place in a little town that I grew up in, and it has a slingshot in it.
Little Barrett carries a slingshot.
That
yes,
is exactly right.
It's a very good book. It's great. If you have young preteen, young kids, it's a great storybook.
I liked it. I enjoyed writing it. So, baby, what are they saying in the chat?
Eileen Flanagan, this sounds like our fight against those in our county.
Absolutely. That is exactly right. We have got to battle back.
Super says, is there anything you haven't done, Sergey? Honestly, Sue, you have no idea.
Yeah. I've lived a good life.
Babushka says, did anybody see that Google started this month rankings on flights, low, medium, and high on contrail pollutions?
What?
No, I didn't.
No, I did not. Can somebody post that in the Clear Skies movement or DM it to me? Just send it to me. I would love to see that. Baby, what else are they saying?
Oh, we have a person on Kick who wants to say, his name is, sorry, I have to move my mic. It's Certain Jasmine. She wrote, tired of streaming to zero. Let's change that. Only at... No, this is just spam. I'm sorry, folks.
Well, no,
I should pre-read.
that's all right.
I just got so excited. I saw someone write
But
it.
at least we got some spam on Kick. It's our third. So. I think it's our third night on Kick now, baby.
Yeah.
We got to work that. We'll work that. We'll grow that.
Only
right?
at nezhat.com. Everyone heard of?
There we go.
Don't even know what that is.
DPSF, I'm glad you liked the show this afternoon. It was a lot of fun to do. This is what you get when you have two great interviewers. Also, they just kind of let the show breathe, and I actually really enjoyed it. Mary Maga, yep. I bet, baby, are you working over there? What are you doing? I bet Embry Riddle is guilty of geoengineering. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
I'm sorry, I was just writing something to that person. Super, never thought of Embry?
Yep, Embry.
Good tip. Definitely one to investigate.
Let's go hunt them down. We need to start an investigative team for TCSM. I would like to get a group of people who really, maybe you remember those that group of people that helped solve that crime. We watched that show, and they do it for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, those women.
Not just women. There's also some men in there.
Yeah.
A lot of men aren't the best researchers, but still, some of them are. So yeah, I mean, if you guys answer in the chat, if anybody would like to start a research team for TCSM, we can put that together easy.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it will. All right, well, let's move on because we've got a lot to cover tonight. The sky is being painted, and we have not given our consent. The thing that we need to remember is that if we allow those in power to lord over us, they will. It is up to us to take our freedom back. Imagine waking up to find someone on your roof spraying chemicals into the sky above your home. No warning, no permission, just weird streaks stretching across your horizon. Your crops wilt. Your kids cough. The sunset, of course, turns hazy, like someone smeared them with ash. Fly ash, probably. You march to your own town hall and ask, who approved this? They shrug. I don't know. They say it's not their call, or they claim they didn't even know about it. It didn't really happen. But until Lee Zeldin steps up and, of course, says, yeah, we've been doing it for 60 years. You didn't know. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, that's happening right now. Planes are crossing our skies, dumping particles for weather control, climate research, or emergency management. They call it cloud seeding, geoengineering, stratospheric aerosol injection. That's one of my favorites. But I call it dangerous. It's a geoengineering war. So call it what you want. It's our sky. And we did not say yes. We didn't even get a vote. We weren't even told it was happening. That is not America. This isn't about politics, blue, red, left, right. It's about what we love. Clean soil for our gardens, pure rain for our wells, a sky we can trust. When somebody messes with that, well, I think it's time that we start saying that's not right. That's why the Clear Skies movement exists. We're not storming the gates with pitchforks. We're organizing, turning neighbors into warriors armed with strategy, not anger. Here's the plan, and it starts today. Over the next 3 weeks, you're launching a campaign in your county. Week 1, form a small team. 4 to 6 people should do, but if you have 100, that's fantastic. One handles outreach, another files public records requests, FOIA, to uncover who's spraying. You book a venue, the courthouse, the library, school auditorium. A lot of times they'll just give that to you. It doesn't cost you any money. You can hold it at town hall. Week 2, you spread the word. Print flyers. Well, print digital flyers. That's really the best way to do it. But you can print flyers, hand them out, post them at churches, farmers markets, barbershops. Do we still have barbershops?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So share that online. Tell everyone that you're holding a town hall. Week 3, host that meeting. Present a resolution to stop the spraying and demand answers. We're talking about stopping cloud seeding.
Starting small.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Kerrville, Texas. Ada County, Idaho, right here. We're already starting to gear up, and you can do it too. At the Clear Skies movement, we are working on building the clearskiesmovement.org?
Yes.
And then you'll be able to find templates and records and requests and resolutions. And I might even do up a flyer, but I think we have a graphic artist working with us now that can get some of that stuff done too. Everything you need, we're going to start providing. We're not asking permission to protect our air, our rain, our future. We're taking it back, actually, county by county. And tonight, I'm inviting you to lead. Can you be that warrior? Can you fight like the Spartans did, like Hannibal did, like the 300 did? I think you can. Sam Houston, be the spark in your town. Ask the question no one else is asking. Who is spraying our sky, and where did they get the authority? We need to track down the money also. Make sure that you're filing those requests and figuring it out. Baby, what are they saying over there in the chat?
Sue Pear said, speaking of documentaries, when is the Sky Trails film coming out? They said July, right?
Yeah, and well, we've got a couple more weeks in July, so hopefully they'll be on time.
LaShawn says the power of the people is stronger than the people in power.
That is exactly right, LaShawn. Yeah, leave it to our brawler to bring that to the table.
Human being. It's not about religion either. We need to unite as humans. So very true.
Absolutely. Yep. That is exactly right. And that's what we're doing also is the Clear Skies movement is all about bringing people together. Let's link up. Let's become that impenetrable chain. Baby, do you remember on Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Dose? Remember? Mm-hmm. And they had that one planet had all those little things against the great big ship, but they linked all together in this really cool pattern, and they did their job. They slowed it down so our heroes could get in there and take care of business.
Human Being said, I ordered cards, brochures from Dane W., but would love cards and brochures about this movement too.
I had a very short call with Dane W. this afternoon.
Yeah, very short.
Very short. I think Dane is in the JR camp there. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
What else? What else do we got going on before I start prattling on again?
Well, Nicole asked, where do I get the cards or brochures? We're working on that, so it's not up yet, but we will keep you posted when those templates and stuff are ready to
absolutely
that you can use.
Yep. And in Texas, if you live in Texas, join our TCSM Texas. Hook up with Tex Mexicana, and she will start leading the way. We're talking to other people down there, so we're going to really work on Texas first. So if you can help. Absolutely. If you have cloud seeding in your state, then we will start working that as well. Get at me, let me know, and we will start marshaling the troops. There we go.
JR camp. Ha ha ha. Super said.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't tell you more. Sorry.
Because that's not us, right? Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So, in the words of Dave Duggar.
Dave Duggar.
Dave Duggar. Duggar! All right, well, here we go. So, how to tell the sky sprayers to stop. That's the next segment that we've got here. We've named the problem. Now, here's how we win the battle. The strategy is simple. Someone's doing something dangerous in your sky. You tell them, stop until we know what's going on. That's called a moratorium. Here's how you make that happen in 3 weeks. Week 1, you get set. Build your core team, 4 to 6 people like we talked, but if you have 1,000, fantastic. Bring them all to the war. Bring 1,000 to the battle. Well, I'm going over it because it's important, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Repetition is the key to learning, and we're going to learn a little tonight.
I'm so sorry, sir.
No, that's all right. You just you already told me that. Sorry.
Well, I know sometimes you lose your place.
Well, sometimes I don't know my place.
I'm so sorry. Moving on.
So to go over it once again,
yes.
Build your core team, 4 to 6 people, assign roles, outreach, records, logistics, and media. File FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act requests with your state agency and county. Ask for flight logs, cloud seeding permits, contracts. Do this within 48 hours. Book a venue, your town hall, your library, your courthouse. You don't have to pay for it. It's just a place to be seen, to be heard. Week 2, start getting loud. Draft your county's moratorium resolution. We'll help with this. I had a fantastic phone call for about a half an hour today with Susan Clark, who started Zero Geoengineering and 5G. She has joined forces with us. She's written successful resolutions nationwide. She's offered to help us. She said, hey, whatever you got going on there, I will help write the moratoriums. And all we need is one good moratorium, and then we can tintype that across the nation. Share this information everywhere. Contact your local press. Send a release. Your county, bang, demands moratorium on weather modification. Send it to the radio stations. Send it to your news stations. Make a big deal about it. Tell them TCSM sent ya. Host your town hall in week 3. That's where we deliver. Share the stories, strange weather, failing crops, illness. Texas, has been brutalized, but so has, New Mexico.
You're looking at me like
Oklahoma,
I know the answers.
Yeah, New Mexico, Oklahoma. Look at what's getting ready to happen real bad in, New Orleans, Louisiana. We've seen flooding all the way through Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., New York City. It's getting crazy. So pass around the resolution, gather signatures, then submit it to your commissioner. Demand a vote. Demand action. We can put thousands of calls into your commissioner. Calls, emails will show up. And if there's a Zoom, put them on Zoom. We'll blast Zoom like crazy. While you're out there, recruit. Let's build the Clear Skies movement. The reason that we need this is because if we are all on the same page and if we are all warriors going up against paper pushers, people who are just in office to collect a paycheck, they don't stand a chance. Let's build the masses. You don't need to be a lawyer. You don't need permission. You just need to show up. And at the Clear Skies movement, everything you need will be waiting. We're working on that. We're working on the website this weekend, right, baby?
Just hope it's up soon.
I hope it is up soon. All right. Well, what do we have? What do we have here so far?
A human being asked anything more from Lee Gilrath. Is he planning any more events here in SC? We seem to have a one and done.
Somebody needs to get on the phone down there and call Lee Gilrath and tell him to stop listening to the people he's listening to. He is now dragging his feet, and he thinks that that working with the Clear Skies movement isn't his best option. And the JR camp has been in his ear there, and he's choosing the wrong vehicle, the wrong path.
LaShawn said it was kind of a one and done. Hopefully he meant it. It was quite the buzz. He isn't on social media too much except for Facebook.
Yeah, and I had 2 good conversations with Lee, and then one conversation after he showed up on somebody's program, and Lee simply doesn't understand what he's up against. There, I said it. Mm-hmm. All right, so Lee needs to get his head out of his and decide that he wants to take this on. I think I unfortunately. Politicians, people who get into politicians have 2 paths. They can either do the right thing or they can become a politician. If you become a politician, you start to become frightened. If you become frightened, you start becoming timid with your steps. And then you start looking at all the reasons why you can't do something and why it's beneficial to just kind of go along to get along. Is that where we are in South Carolina? It might be. Do we need to replace Lee? We might have to. So let's get somebody in there that's going to do the people's bidding. Lee has already told me that he put his bill up. It didn't go anywhere. And then he watered it down. He took out all of the enforcement and penalties. It sends a horrible signal. It tells me that Lee doesn't know how to build a following. He doesn't know how to marshal the troops. It tells me that Lee is more afraid of having his stuff sent to the Judiciary Committee than he is of clearing the skies. That's a problem. So we're hard hitters here at TCSM. I don't give a damn if Lee is a representative or if Lee is the King of England. What I care about is that you get in there, you do the job that the people want you to do. So Lee, Whoever you're listening to is giving you the wrong advice. You don't need to come back with weaker legislation. You need to do what I told you and put back all the teeth, go with your original bill, send it to us. We'll have people look at it that know exactly what legislative language should be in there to make it stick. And then you can't be a pansy about enforcement and penalties. That it has to have teeth. You're not a kitty cat when you're in office. You should be a lion. And I mean a big, badass, black-maned, scarred-up, snaggle-toothed lion that has been through the meat grinder. That's who you have to be. If you're not that, then you do no good. Now you're just a lump of flesh sitting in office like Patty Murray over there in Washington State. Baby, what are they saying over there in the chat?
Babushka says this is why we've got to rally after Doug Mastriano
Absolutely.
and MTG.
Doug's going to be on the show tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we've got Senator Doug Mastriano, the next governor of Pennsylvania.
We need serious, strong sponsors who go against the grain and are really tough cookies.
Absolutely. That's right. We can no longer put up with this feckless, spineless, mealy-mouthed, right here, Senator Turncoat Tammy Nichols in Idaho. Just absolutely, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. Big Ag, Idaho Power, Big Power, the Idaho Water Resources, they just wipe their whatever on her. And she takes it. That's all she is. She's just, a rag there to sop up the drippings. And she's happy about it. She's doing a lot of damage. And I don't know if she's not smart enough to understand that or if she is evil and she's doing it on purpose. But either way, it's ruining Idaho. Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
There we go. Call me Snaggletooth, Eileen says. That's exactly right.
Go Paint says, I think involving the Native Tribal Council in this is important too. Navajo Nations, etc.
Listen, I'm all for that. Do we have a contact? Can somebody get me a contact inside? Maybe I'll start looking at that. Somebody send me an email or a DM and remind me to start looking into that. Absolutely. We need that old warrior blood.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. What else do we got?
Someone said, it's moving fast now. Oh, human being says, gee, I don't know any politicians like you described, Sergey.
No, of course not. None of us do. It's fantasy. My hair's on fire.
There you go. Moving on.
Oh, okay. Well, I was waiting for the signal. I didn't know. I do want to say a couple of things about Doug Mastriano. He's got a good bill, but it could be better.
Right.
The thing that excites me terribly about Senator Mastriano is he's running for governor. So imagine the power that you have if you have sponsored the bill that says you cannot put this stuff in the sky. And then you become governor and you are the enforcement arm. It's a match made in heaven. We've got to absolutely support Doug Mastriano. And I'll tell you, I am very much, on the fence with TCSM endorsing any candidate. But personally, I will say that I am fully behind Senator Doug Mastriano. I think that he is doing a fantastic job, and he's a fighter, and he's got a little bit of politician in him, but only enough to understand the perils, and that is a powerful thing. All right. Yes.
And Babushka says, and then he puts an executive order as governor out. Bam.
Bam! There we go. Fire in the hole. We got Doug Mastriano. And he was in the military. He knows. He's a major, right? That's a major move. Is he a colonel? I think he's a major. Could have been a colonel.
You can ask him.
Yeah. Well, I did the last time. I should remember that. Oh, sorry, Doug.
You're almost 62, babe.
Exactly. I mean, I can't, but my brain has always worked this way. So there, I can listen. I can remember things from my childhood like it happened 12 minutes ago, but I can't remember if Doug is a major or he's a major. Yeah.
Okay.
So
there you go.
yeah. All right. Segment 3.
Retired general, Babushka said.
Oh, there we go. That's what we need is a retired general. The more towns that say no, the louder the message. So you followed the plan, right? You filed your FOIAs, you held your town halls, you submitted the resolutions. Whether they said yes or no, that doesn't really matter, right? Something happened. You made the visible, or the rather invisible, visible. You're no longer alone. Now imagine 100 more towns doing the exact same thing. Kerrville, Ada, Sedgwick, Sarasota, each one saying, we didn't say yes and we're not staying silent. This is how we build a huge wave. Every moratorium adds pressure. Every petition spreads the truth. Every resolution chips away at the lie. This is not a protest. Not at all. It's a siege. And a siege takes a long time. So we are in it for the long haul. Well, I don't care if it takes a week or a month, or 3 months, a year. We're winning simply by building our numbers and getting our message out there. This is a siege that grows by the hour, though. So here's what you do next. Once we get the Clear Skies Movement.org uploaded, right, baby? We're working on that this weekend.
We already said that.
We'll start putting our toolkits up there. And then you can file your FOIAs. You can book your venues again. You can post flyers again, right? This is not just a one and out. 3 weeks from now, you lead your first town hall. This movement isn't waiting for orders. It is absolutely moving, one county at a time, one stand at a time, one line drawn in the dirt. It starts with you. And there's enough towns to say no that the system breaks. The sky clears and history shifts. Well, at least it's clear of clouds eating. And then we can move on. Our next approach would be stopping Nextrad or getting rid of the Doppler towers or 5G or 4G. I mean, that is deadly stuff. It really is a multi-pronged, and I talk about this all the time, but it really is a multi-pronged war. This is how wars are waged, and a war is being waged against the American people and against the people all across the world. So we need to be in it. We need to dig in, just like Sam Houston, right? We need to pick our battlefields. We need to make sure that we're moving smarter, quicker, faster. That way we can outthink the paper pushers. Baby, what do we got over there?
Seems so daunting. We have to turn back all tech.
Yep.
Human being, Goth Paint. I'm trying to put together flyers to post around my community. If y'all have any factoids, please send.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. We waited too long, Human Being says.
Well, I don't believe that. I believe that we are right in the fight. And just because you get punched in the nose doesn't mean that you're out of the fight. Yeah, our government has been punching us in the nose, but we're tough. I mean, we are absolutely snaggletooth tough. That is, well, it's worth its weight in gold, I'll tell you that. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the toughest, but I am grizzled and I've been through a lot more than your average bear. So I am not giving up. I'm not willing to say that it's over or that we've waited too long.
Mary Magma said, yes, Native Americans were just hit by the flooding in New Mexico. I'm sure they would be all on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's find out what tribal council we need to contact down there, and let's get them on board. I would absolutely love that. And if that happens, can you imagine the news cycle that this tribal nation joined with the Clear Skies movement to protect their children and their family members from an oppressive government that is literally poisoning them, drowning them, burning them up. I mean, I think that there would be a lot of headlines going on there. What else do we have, babe?
Human Being says, Sergey for president. Please don't put those things in his head.
There we go. A human being, I'm liking you more and more.
No. I want to retire one day. Let me see. DPFS 98.
Yep.
August, our Congress will be in district.
Okay.
They'll have they're having a town hall. Sorry, I need a drink.
Whiskey for my horses and water for my wife.
They're having a town hall, so go and join them.
Yeah, there we go. So here's the thing: is you can start making contacts right now. DPFS, can you remind me what state you're in and what county you're in, and maybe we have some more people that can stand with you on that. Keep going, babe.
Like Human Being says, I guess we needed all of it to finally wake us up.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, and there's no shame in, you know, waking up during the fight. The fact that you woke up and got involved. I mean, everyone
That's
in
huge.
the chat, everyone that has joined our, you know, our movement and join the Clear Skies Movement USA, and then type in TCSM and put your state name in, and then join your state chapters. Follow me at Sergey L. Brown right here on X. Go to my Substack at Sergey V.S. Goliath. If you can join for $5 a month, that would sure help out, because we are fighting this battle, and there's a small group of us that are really taking on the lion's share of the load. We need your help. We need it to be decentralized. We have to have individual warriors that come together and we become unbeatable. And that's what we're doing. And we need thinkers. We need strategists and planners. It's how we win. We outthink the paper pushers.
Eileen Flanagan says, I know a tribe with a Class 1 air designation. And then we all asked, what is that? And then she said, Class 1 air designation means little to no air pollution.
Oh, wow. What tribe is that?
Well, we'll wait for that answer.
Oh, okay. A little bit of a delay, but I sure would like to know.
Sergey, I have a tribal council that has a Class 1. Yeah, so if you could tell us which one that is.
Eileen, text it to me. Kalispell. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, God. If you haven't been up to Kalispell, Montana, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Flathead Lake. Baby, what's the white the beautiful, there's another beautiful town up there also. There's so much beautiful territory in this country. I've driven end to end, top to bottom, any number of times. I have met the most remarkable, incredible people. Whitefish, Montana. There we go. I know.
Eileen on it.
There we go. Thank you, Eileen. Yeah, it is incredible there, Christy. There are so many remarkable, wonderful, cherishable people in America. Go see it. Get in your car and drive. Convoy, let's do a convoy to Washington, Washington D.C. That's what we need to do. Yeah. We'll start doing our show live on the road.
Oh my God!
Breaker 1 4. You got yours on. Come on back over.
Oh my God!
Well, there we go.
Now he's gonna plan his.
I'm ready.
Truck conversion. Moving on, Mr.
But we
Brown.
got the van. We can sleep in the van. We can pile everybody in. It'll be like a Miss Twiggly tree.
A human being says, let's have a convention.
Let's have a convention. Anthony, you guys remember last week when Anthony Hudson, he's running for governor up there in Michigan, and that's what he was saying. Hey, I'd be part of a convention in Colorado. We can zip over to Colorado easily. off we go. Here we are, Colorado. We can live stream from the event.
Go Paint says, I've contacted Navajo Nation President's office and shared with them the dimming film. No response.
Oh, there we go.
Well,
So remember, follow-up is everything.
That's
If you haven't called 100 times, then they're not going to listen to you. Call, email, write, and then put their number and the name that you're calling and emailing and writing to, and put that in the Clear Skies movement, and we'll start sending 1,000 phone calls, 1,000 emails. Use us. We are family. I got all my sisters in me. Hey.
I promised you didn't have coffee, guys.
But I want coffee. I'll tell you that.
Moving on.
So use us as a tool, right? Dawn, baby, she always calls me a tool. I must be your favorite tool. I'm kidding. She doesn't, but she should.
I don't.
All right, baby. Where are we?
Next segment, please.
Here we go. Off to the next segment. If you believe your sky belongs to you, if you're tired of being sprayed, silenced, and ignored, don't just watch this show. Join the siege. Soon, we're going to launch the clearskiesmovement.org, where you can download the toolkit, FOIA templates, resolutions, drafts, flyers, and press kits. I've got some of that stuff on my Substack already. So get ready to do the work. Book your venues. Host your town halls. If you don't know how to do it, reach out to us. We can walk you through it. We'll guide you every step of the way. Susan Clark is with us. Our legal team is with us. Now we just need you. And one of the reasons that I wanted to do this show tonight is because I think it is very important that each member of the Clear Skies movement realizes you're not alone. You have thousands or tens of thousands of us. Let's move that. Let's leverage that against the people standing in our way. It is power like you would not believe. We are your fighting family. We are warriors. We are Snaggletooth. That's who we are. So because when enough counties start pushing back, the whole system's going to crack. Everybody will know about it. This is our movement. Let's take the sky back. I've got one more little closing monologue, baby. But I think I'm going to wait for a little while, just so I don't end too soon.
Wow, you flew through it tonight.
Oh, my goodness. I did. I didn't have a lot of time to work on the show. So,
he was very busy.
We got a little song and dance.
Well, but I do want to agree with you on the fact that just because you join, just don't sit and listen. It's all about action. We need people to take action.
Be a warrior.
Be that warrior.
You don't want to lay on your deathbed and say, I wish I would have stopped this, because that's probably what killed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, there is something invigorating about fighting for a cause, a very, very good cause. Give purpose to your life. Turn off the TV. Put your phone down, stop with the Instagram, unless you're on our Instagram page.
Or you're using it for the,
Or you're using it.
for the reason to clear the skies.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, take action.
And I'm not saying all day, every day, good God. But get in the fight, get your nose bloodied. The taste of blood sometimes wakes you up. And we need that, because 30% of our birds have gone in under a decade. Yeah. 60% of our bees are dead. 60% of the plankton in the ocean is gone. Was it who was it Derek that told us that last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that is frightening. Absolutely frightening. How can we let this go on? And what's killing it? It's obvious what's killing it. We've got toxic metals being sprayed, and then we're hitting that with radiation. I mean, really, what do you expect?
Yeah, I don't understand how people don't believe in it.
Yeah. Take your houseplant, put it in the microwave, turn it on for 30 seconds and see how it does. That is what's happening to your body. That's what's happening to your dog or your cat. That is what's happening to your garden. We are radiating it. And we're using geoengineering, spraying, stratospheric aerosol injection, solar radiation management, marine cloud brightening, whatever they want to call it, fly ash. They're using that just as a superhighway, as a delivery mechanism, so then they can light it up with HARP, with 5G, with 4G, with NextRad, with Doppler, and with the Project Ice Cube, the neutrino ice Raytheon weapon.
Your second interview today, it was about
It was with Winifred, and it went real well. She's just there's just so many great hosts and people out there. I really like it, and she is more in tune to Mother Nature than most.
And so it was about the vibrations.
And one thing that we talked about was 4G and 5G and how that interrupts our ability to connect with another human being. And I think that people are more isolated now than when I was a child. And even 20 years ago, obviously the phone and iPads and computers, really kind of sealed the deal on that. But people don't connect anymore unless you're here in Boise. And I'll tell you, a lot of great people here in Boise, real friendly, real engaging.
So so she was talking about.
Oh, you want to get back to the point? I took the exit. I stopped at the rest stop. I walked my dog. So yes, that is exactly right. Are we being bombarded? And that's one thing that I said. Are we being bombarded with so many frequencies, so much radiation, and then we're filling our bodies with the stuff that can rattle or can actually build micro robots, nanobots. We got that word out. And then all of a sudden, you're no longer the human that you were just months ago or years ago. Suddenly, you act different. You think different. Chelation therapy, that works. Clearing the blood. Eat healthy. Eat within 100 miles of where you live. If you're going to eat something, put nutrients in your mouth. But that's another thing that I
you can't
talked
get
about
healthy,
today.
But you still can't get healthy stuff because it's just being grown outside in the sky.
Well, and I believe that it's one of the reasons, and we talked about this today on my second show. We see deer, right, and elk and bison with this wasting disease. It's called the wasting disease. It's fairly new. And hunters will tell you, we really haven't seen that, throughout history like we're seeing it today. Yeah, I'm sure it's been around, but it seems like it's there a lot more. Well, ruminants, cows, horses, deer, elk, bison, the weird thing with the horns that go back, they eat plants. Elephants eat plants also, right? Tons and tons of leaves and plants and everything. What gives them the ability to grow so big or grow strong? Do you know?
No, it's not the plants.
It's not the plants. It is the bacteria on the plants. What they're doing is they're consuming that raw material, and that's why when they poop out these big patties, it's just broken down, leaves and twigs and grass and more grass and leaves. So it's not the plant life that they're getting their nutrients from. It's the bacteria on the plant life. I'm going someplace with this.
I hope so.
So my point is that when you spray the skies like they are, you're killing the bacteria.
Exactly.
If they can't get their bacteria and the nutrients from that bacteria because all the bacteria is dead, because we are irradiating it, we are spraying it to death,
Right.
we're toxifying the soil that it lives in, all of a sudden you'll see more and more wasting and more wasting. It's just like plankton, right? The largest whales, the largest animals in the ocean eat plankton. That's what they do. And to lose 60% of the plankton in the ocean, it's the same thing. I mean, we don't have any numbers of how much bacteria we have lost on the planet. But I guarantee you, if we did, it would absolutely make you yourself. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's get on to the end of this.
All right.
I call this Hold the Line. There are many moments in history so impossible that they feel more like a parable than a fact. One such moment happened in 1879 on a sunburnt slope in South Africa, where a ramshackled mission station sat between the dust and the blood. It was called Rorke's Drift. The British garrison was small, just over 150 men, many of them sick engineers, not even trained for battle. Their enemy, a Zulu army, over 4,000 strong. They had no fortress, no reinforcements, no melee bags, just melee bags stacked into the walls. And one truth, retreat was not an option. For 12 hours, wave after wave came crashing. And for 12 hours, the line held, not because they had more firepower, but because they had rhythm. They had each other, and they had resolve. They didn't win because they were stronger. They won because they were exactly where they were supposed to be, when it mattered the most, and they refused to break. That is exactly what you're doing now. You're not outnumbered, you're positioned. Your county is your mission statement. Your town hall is your barricade. Your FOIA request is your rifle. And your voice is the flame that keeps the others warm. You don't need to conquer the empire. Just hold your ground. Because when one county stands, another sees it, and another, and another. They thought that we wouldn't show up. They, the government, thought we would stay quiet. And they thought we would say this guy belongs to them. But they were wrong. Tonight, warriors are stacking their own barricades, not with melee bags, but with documents, signatures, and truth. And they are preparing to hold the line, not with rage, but with rhythm, not with fear, but with clarity, with weapons, not with weapons, rather, but with will. Will is their weapon. And one day, when the skies are blue again, and the spraying stops, and the truth no longer needs to be whispered, someone's going to ask how it all happened. And the answer, well, it's going to be simple. It started with a few ordinary people who stood their ground when the odds said that they shouldn't. And now, we write the rest of the story.
Woohoo! Good story.
Well, there you go, baby.
You're such a good writer.
I do what I can at short notice.
Wasting disease from all the poison spraying noxious weeds.
It does. It's not only killing the weeds, but it's killing the plants. It's killing everything, and that is the what they want to happen. They want life as we know it to change. There's a reason that the millionaires, billionaires, and gazillionaires are building underground bunkers to the tune of billions of dollars, stocking them for 10 years. We need to find out where those bunkers are. We need to stop these people from getting to their bunkers, because if we don't, they're just going to do what they're doing. Go down into their bunkers, rest in peace, come back out in 10 years, and there will be 500 million people left on the planet. 7 billion of us will be nothing but fertilizer. What else do we have over there, babe? Boy, this is a positive show.
It is. Well, we got to start moving forward with
we
the
have
action.
to, and
the action needs to be moving like the little engine that could.
That is exactly right.
Here we go.
There we are.
Let's get to the top and ride it.
We need to take axes to the tower.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Chop it down, and we have to do it legally. So let's take our legal axes, let's take our FOIA requests, let's take our information superhighway, and let's absolutely brutalize our enemy. And our enemy, I want to be clear, our enemy is our military and our government. That is our enemy. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about taking legislative action to clean our government up. You know how you have a washcloth and it's all heavy and everything, and then you squeeze it out, you wring out all that stuff, and you put it down, and then now it's usable again. Well, our national washcloth is just absolutely soaked with criminals, and we got to wring those criminals out.
It's a good little analogy.
Well, I do what I can, It's Thursday after all. Doug Mastriano's coming on Friday tomorrow. Senator Doug Mastriano, Pennsylvania. I am looking forward to that. Is anybody else looking forward to that? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. Mary Maga says, I'm all in on this, and that's exactly what we need right now. If each one of us, let's look at it this way. If each one of us recruited one new person every week, we would grow exponentially. It's the same way as the penny. You double a penny every day. By the end of the month, you've got over $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, you have to remember, folks, we just started this 4.5 months ago.
4.5 months.
I mean, we wait to see next year how the power that we have coming behind us.
That's right. Midterms. We have got to be big enough that we can influence the midterms. We have to send fear into the people that are making the bad decisions. They have to either be forced to do the right thing, or we replace them. Simple as that. We need to fight on their terms. They use their office and their, I just had somebody look at this. I had to, Ileana Garcia, right? I mean, she got all bent out of shape because somebody said, hey, we need to tighten this down. I had the AG look at it, the Attorney General. That doesn't matter. They're morons over there. They don't want this to work. So we can't allow our representatives and our senators and our governors and our mayors and our, what pages and whatever, we can't allow them to hide behind their process. It simply is not going to work. Do the right goddamn thing or get out of the way, or we'll bulldoze you. We're not afraid. There's no being afraid anymore. Let them threaten us. Hell, I mean, my inbox stacks up with death threats sometimes. I don't care. These are people that are keyboard warriors. I'm going to say something mean to him, and I'm going to stick you in the eye with a pencil. Great. Bring it on. I hope it's a number 2. I really like those pencils. I grew up with them. Yellow number 2s with the good erasers.
Nicole says, I just wish we could go back to the 80s and early 90s. Life was simple.
Let's drag our country back to that. I talk about that all the time. I mean, we're in.
I love the 70s.
Oh, yeah. I love the 70s.
Some of you weren't around.
Yeah, exactly. But also the 80s were a fantastic time.
80s were great. Yeah.
Once technology got into mainstream in the late 90s, I mean, really, that's when we saw this weird change in society. Mm-hmm. And, and our government, got completely taken over. By the 80s, we pretty much had the most corrupt government on the planet. So, yeah.
All right.
What else are they saying, babe? We've got 2 minutes left. It's 8:29.
Mary Magma says we fund our enemies.
Yes, we do. They legislate to take trillions of dollars out of the taxpayer fund. Look at what happened. We were promised no wars. We were promised the Jeffrey Epstein list. We were promised that the Clintons and the Bidens and everybody is going to go to jail. Nobody has been perp walked. Nobody has been sent to prison. Nobody has been brought up on charges. They're trying to bury the Epstein list. They're trying to bury the P. Diddy list. Yeah. They just fired James Comey's daughter, the prosecutor prosecutor that was in charge of, well, on the team. Obviously, she's got a lot of power if she's the daughter of James Comey. They put her there so she could get these people off. And that's the problem right there, is that we still fall for it. Well, I'm going to close this down. It's 8:30. Thank you, everybody else. Spread the message. Share all of this. For all of us, I am Sergey Brown.
And I'm Dawn.
And we'll see you tomorrow with Doug Mastriano.